Okay, today we're going to combine together using a layer mask plus a blending mode. This is a very simple, quick, and easy tutorial, and it also helps you to refresh your memory on place embedding another file into your workspace. Okay, so go ahead and open up the landscape file first, all right? And then what I'd like you to do is come up here to the menu and go File. And we're going to do what's called Open and Place. So I click on Open and Place, and then I want to open and place the birds. So I click on that file and open. Give it just a moment. And here is the picture itself. Now, if I didn't want it this large, right at this moment, it's in free transform mode. I could resize it if I wanted to, but I need it to be that large. I want it the exact same width as the picture below it. So I'm just going to click the check mark to confirm that I accept it. Now then, notice here we have in our layers, we have the picture that is pixel based. And what does that square mean? Yes, a smart object. So therefore, remember, I cannot do the editing that I want to do with it as long as it is a smart object. So I need to make it into a pixel base. To do so, I just need to right click next to the word on the layer, click on rasterize, and boom. It is now a pixel base layer. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I want to blend together these two. Yes, remember you can use a blending mode to blend these together so that you don't have to try to select each one of these birds and then do select and inverse. This one's very easy. So I'm going to come up here. Remember, my blending modes are located right here in my properties panel. Click the down arrow. And I'm going to come over here to darken and apply it. And boom, look, it has allowed me to see through, and it's done a pretty good job. I mean, so far I can see the picture behind it, but at a closer look, I see that some of the birds are missing their bodies, and I can see all the way through to the picture behind. So we are going to need to do this. We're going to need to hide, mask some of that picture that is overlapping the bird. To do that, I'm going to click on the background layer, and I am going to add a raster mask or a layer mask. All right, so now what I need to do is I'm going to be working off of this layer, okay? And I have my brush. Clicked on my brush. I've got my brush. Now then, make sure that you have black. Remember, we want to conceal, we want to hide some of the background layer. Because you can do one of two things. You can either zoom in or you can adjust the brush size and make it smaller. I personally think I would like to zoom in a little bit so that I can really see, because on my laptop, my screen is not that large. So I'm going to zoom in a wee bit so that I can see the birds a little bit better. Now I'm going to switch back to my brush. Okay, if you notice this, that whenever you open and close your Photopea, sometimes it keeps the settings that you had before. So my settings that I had before, my opacity and my flow were different. So I am going to actually take the flow and pull it up to, or pull it down, depending on what yours says, to 75%. And then I'm going to make my opacity 50%. You can do so by adjusting the slider, or you can just simply type it in, whichever you prefer. Now I'm going to come over here, and I am going to decrease the size of my brush by using the bracket key, because I don't want to overlap. I want to stay within the bird's frame. So I want to be really careful. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure, double check, yep, I'm on the mask layer of the background. All right, so I am going to start and seeing if I can mask some of that. And you see the bird is coming back in. It was very hard to tell on this one up here. All right, and now look, right here, the birds need to go. Now remember, if you bring something back that you don't want, say for instance, I go like this, oops, that was a big no-no. All you have to do is reverse it. Switch it to white, come back over here, and paint back over it. There you go. And you can remove the where you messed up. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to fix this whole picture. I want you to go through, and an easy way to scroll around, remember, is hold down the space bar and do your mouse click, and you can drag to different parts. I'd like for you to use, put it back on black, your mask and your paintbrush, and I'd like for you to bring back the birds so that you can see them in this picture. After you do that, then you're going to go to File, and then you're going to say Export as JPEG. It'll save it and you'll import it and upload it into Canvas for a grade.